Hello, everyone. Welcome to our cybersecurity training video. My name is Avinash, and today we will explore various cyber threat actors, the potential system attacks they might perform against our hospital, and the importance of protecting our network. This video is part of our ongoing effort to educate employees company-wide about the critical importance of cybersecurity. In this video, we will cover the topics such as we will do a recap of the key threat actors identified in our previous presentation. Uh, we will also look into the definitions of essential cybersecurity concepts such as threats and vulnerabilities. We will do an in-depth look at potential system attacks and the specific threat actors likely to carry them out. Then we will also look into the real world examples to illustrate how these attacks can impact our hospitals, operations, and patient care. There will be practical tips on how each of us can contribute to a more secure environment. The primary goal of this training is to enhance our collective understanding of cybersecurity threats and empower every employee to recognize and respond to potential attacks. By the end of this video, you will have a better grasp of the various threat actors, the types of attacks they might launch, and the steps you can take to protect our hospital. Cybersecurity is not just the responsibility of the IT department, it is a shared responsibility that involves every member of our organization. Protecting patient data and ensuring the uninterrupted operation of our hospital are critical to our mission of providing exceptional healthcare services. Let's begin by revisiting the key threat actors identified in our presentation earlier, understanding who these bad actors are and what motivates them in the first step in defending against their attacks. Let's start by revisiting the key threat actors, understanding who these bad actors are and what motivates them. So the first in the list is advanced persistent threats, also known as APTs. APTs are highly sophisticated long-term targeted attacks, usually orchestrated by well-resourced groups, often state-sponsored. Their main objectives are espionage, data theft, and disruption of critical services. Cyber criminals. Cybercriminals are individuals or groups that engage in illegal activities for financial gain. They are highly skilled and often use techniques like ransomware, phishing, and financial fraud to exploit vulnerabilities. Insider threats, as the name says, they originate from within the organization. These can be current or former employees, contractors, or business partners who have inside information concerning the organization's security practices, data, and computer systems. Cyber terrorists, on the other hand, use digital means to conduct attacks aimed at causing widespread fear, harm, or disruption. Their motivations are usually ideological or political, and they target institutions they view as adversaries. Activists are motivated by social or political causes. They use their hacking abilities to promote their agenda, often through DDoS attacks, data leaks, or website defacement. Industrial espionage involves the covert gathering of confidential or proprietary information from businesses or organizations, usually for the benefit of a competitor. This can be particularly damaging in sectors like healthcare, where intellectual property and sensitive data are highly valuable. Script kiddies are inexperienced hackers who use pre made tools and scripts to exploit known vulnerabilities. They often engage in these activities for thrill or notoriety, and while their attacks are generally less sophisticated, they can still cause significant disruptions. Now that we have a clear understanding of the various threat actors, let's delve into the potential system attacks they might perform against our hospital and how these attacks can impact our operations. So, before we dive into specific attacks, it's crucial to understand two fundamental concepts in cybersecurity: threats and vulnerabilities. Um, so, these concepts form the basis of how we assess and mitigate risks to our systems. Threat, as mentioned on the slide, is a potential danger that could exploit a vulnerability to breach security and cause harm to an organization. Threats can come from various sources, including cyber criminals, insider threats, and nation state actors. They can be intentional, such as targeted cyber attack, or unin- unintentional, such as employee accidentally leaking sensitive information. Vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in a system that can be exploited by a threat actor to gain unauthorized access or cause damage. Vulnerabilities can exist in software, hardware, or even in organizational process and human behavior. Common examples include unpatched software, weak passwords, and misconfigured systems. Think of a vulnerability as a hole in a fence. A threat is like a burglar who notices the hole and uses it to enter your property. In cybersecurity, our goal is to identify and patch these holes, which are the vulnerabilities, to prevent the burglars, which are the threats, from gaining access. Understanding the difference between threat and vulnerabilities is critical for effective cybersecurity management. By identifying and addressing vulnerabilities, we can reduce the risk of threats, exploiting them, and causing harm to our organization. Now that we have a clear understanding of threats and vulnerabilities, let's explore the potential system attacks and the specific threat actors likely to perform them against our hospital. So now let's take a closer look at script kiddies, one of the least sophisticated but still potential disruptive threat actors we face. Script kiddies are inexperienced hackers who use pre-made tools and scripts to exploit known vulnerabilities. They lack the technical skills to develop their own sophisticated attacks, relying instead on publicly available resources. Again, as I mentioned earlier, their motivations are primarily thrill seeking, the desire for notoriety, and peer recognition. They often engage in hacking activities for fun or to impress their peers, rather than for financial gain or ideological reasons. Potential attacks are website defacement. Script kiddies might deface our hospital website, alerting its appearance and displaying unauthorized messages or graphics. This can include offensive content or messages promoting their hacking skills. The impact, while this type of attack may not cause significant operational damage, it can tarnish our hospital's reputation and erode trust among patients and the public. It also signals that our website security may be inadequate. The basic malware, um, they could deploy simple malware to disrupt our systems. This malware might include viruses, trojans, or other types of malicious software that can slow down our systems, cause minor data loss, or create general annoyances for users. In terms of impact, so although basic malware typically isn't highly destructive, it can still cause disruptions to our operations, increase IT workload, and potentially expose vulnerabilities that more sophisticated attackers could exploit. In conclusion to this slide, while script kiddies may not pose the most severe threat, their activities can still be disruptive and damaging. It's important to maintain strong basic cybersecurity hygiene, such as regular patching, robust firewall settings, and user education to defend against these less sophisticated but persistent attackers. Next, we will examine hacktivists who are driven by social or political causes and use their hacking skills to promote their agendas. By definition, hacktivists are hackers motivated by social or political causes. Unlike cyber criminals who seek financial gains, hacktivists aim to advance their beliefs, protest against organizations they view as unethical, or bring attention to specific issues. Their motivation include activism, making a public statement, and drawing attention to their cause. Activists often target high profile organizations to maximize the impact of their actions and to garner media attention. Distributed denial of service is one of the potential attack that they can perform to overwhelm our servers with massive amounts of traffic, rendering our services temporarily unavailable. This tactic is used to disrupt operations and draw attention to their cause. A successful attack, DDoS attack, can significantly disrupt hospital operations, preventing staff from accessing critical systems and delaying patient care. It can also cause reputational damage if patients and the public perceive the hospital as vulnerable to such attacks. Activists could breach our systems to expose sensitive information, which is the data leaks mentioned in my slide, such as they can leak the patient records or internal communications. By leaking this data, they aim to embarrass the organization or highlight perceived wrongdoings. Data leaks can have severe consequences, including loss of patient trust, legal and regulatory repercussions, and significant damage to the hospital reputation. Moreover, exposed data can be used by other threat actors for further attacks. In summary, activists are motivated by social or political causes and use their skills to make public statements or protest against organizations. While their attacks may not always be financially motivated, the disruption and reputational damage they cause can be substantial. Implementing a robust security measure such as DDoS protection and data encryption is crucial in defending against these threats. Next, we will examine cyber criminals who are financially motivated and often use more sophisticated techniques to achieve their goals. Cyber criminals are individuals or organized groups that engage in illegal activities online with the primary goal of financial profit. They often operate as part of sophisticated crime syndicates and use advanced techniques to exploit vulnerabilities. Their primary motivation is financial gain. Cybercriminals seek to make money through various illicit activities such as stealing sensitive information, extorting victims, or committing fraud. Uh, Potential attacks are ransomware and phishing. Cybercriminals might deploy ransomware to encrypt our data and demand a ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key. This type of attack can severely disrupt hospital operations and compromise patient care. A ransomware attack can lead to significant operational disruptions as access to critical systems and data is blocked. Additionally, paying the ransom does not guarantee data recovery and can encourage further attacks. The financial costs, including ransom payments, remediation, and potential fines, can be substantial. Phishing is when they might conduct attacks to steal login credentials or other sensitive information. Phishing involves sending deceptive emails that appear to be from trusted sources, tricking recipients into revealing confidential information. Phishing attacks can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive information, financial theft, and further security breaches. For a hospital, this could mean compromised patient records, financial losses, and reputational damage. Educating employees on recognizing phishing attempts is crucial for preventing these attacks. In summary, cyber criminals are financially motivated and use sophisticated techniques to exploit vulnerabilities for profit. Their attacks, such as ransomware and phishing, can have severe operational and financial impacts on our hospital. Implementing robust cybersecurity measures, employee training, and proactive threat detection are essential in defending against these threats. Next, we will explore insider threats which originate from within the organization and can be particularly challenging to detect and mitigate. So, insider threats are risks posed by individuals within the organization, such as current or former employees, contractors, or business partners. These individuals have inside knowledge of the organization's security practices, data, and computer systems. The motivation behind insider threats can vary. An employee who feels wronged or dissatisfied may seek revenge by stealing data or disrupting operations. Insiders may be motivated by personal financial incentives, such as selling sensitive information or facilitating fraud. In some cases, insiders may be coerced or blackmailed by external parties to provide access to sensitive information or systems. Insiders might steal sensitive patient records, um, property research, proprietary research data, or financial information. This data can be sold to competitors or used for personal gain. Data theft can lead to significant financial losses, legal repercussions, and damage to the hospital reputation. The loss of sensitive patient data can also result in a breach of patient trust and potential regulatory fines. Sabotage is where the disgruntled insiders may sabotage systems by deleting critical data, disrupting network operations, or causing other forms of damage to IT infrastructure. As an impact, sabotage can cause severe operational disruptions, delay patient care, and require extensive recovery efforts. The financial costs associated with remediation and lost productivity can be substantial. In summary, insider threats are particularly dangerous because they come from trusted individuals with legitimate access to organizations' systems. Mitigating these threats requires a combination of strong access controls, monitoring, and fostering a positive workplace culture to reduce the likelihood of insider attacks. Next, we will explore advanced persistent threats, which are highly sophisticated and often state sponsored actors with long term objectives. Advanced persistent threats, as I said, are long term, targeted attacks carried out by well resourced adversaries, often state sponsored. These attackers are highly skilled and use advanced techniques to infiltrate and remain undetected in systems for extended periods. The motivation behind APTs include espionage, which is stealing sensitive information such as intellectual property, research data, or confidential communication. Exfiltrating valuable data for financial gain or strategic advantage. Sabotaging operations to cause widespread disruption, particularly in critical infrastructures sectors like healthcare. APTs might infiltrate our network to conduct long-term espionage. They use sophisticated techniques to remain undetected while stealing valuable research data, patient information, or proprietary technologies. They can lead to loss of intellectual property, competitive disadvantage, and significant financial losses. The stolen information can be used by adversaries to gain strategic or economic advantages. Um, if the other potential attack is advanced malware, where APTs can deploy advanced malware designed to remain undetected while exfiltrating data or manipulating systems. This malware can include rootkits, trojans, and other stealthy tools that provide persistent access to the compromised network. As an impact, advanced malware can cause long term damage by continuously siphoning off sensitive information, disrupting operations, and potentially enabling further attacks. Uh, the detection and removal of such malware can be complex and resource intensive. In summary, APTs are highly sophisticated and persistent threats that require significant resources and advanced techniques to defend against. Our best defense includes implementing robust security measures, continuous monitoring, and threat intelligence to detect and respond to these advanced threats promptly. Next, we will explore cyber terrorists who use digital means to conduct attacks aimed at causing widespread fear, harm, or disruption. Cyber terrorists are individuals or groups that use digital attacks to achieve ideological or political goals. Their primary objective is to create fear, cause disruption, and draw attention to their cause. The motivations behind cyber terrorists include ideological beliefs, where they are driven by strong ideological convictions, such as religious or social beliefs. They aim to advance their cause by targeting institutions they view as adversaries. Sometimes cyber terrorist activities are politically motivated, aiming to destabilize governments, create public fear, or draw attention to specific political causes. Potential attacks include destructive malware, where terrorists might use such destructive malware to damage critical infrastructure, such as hospital systems. This malware can delete files, corrupt data, or disable systems, causing significant operational disruptions. As an impact, destructive malware can have severe consequences, including the loss of critical data, disruption of hospital operations, and potential harm to patient care. The financial and operational cost of recovery can be substantial. In case of psychological warfare, terrorists could engage in psychological warfare by spreading misinformation or creating panic through digital channels. This might involve hacking into communication systems to disseminate false information or cause fear among the public or hospital staff. Such warfare can erode public trust, create chaos, and disrupt hospital operations. The fear and uncertainty generated by such attacks can have long lasting effects on both patients and staff. Cyber terrorists, in summary, use digital attacks to create fear and disruption, driven by ideological or political motivations. Their attacks, such as destructive malware or psychological warfare, can have profound impacts on our hospitals' operations and public trust. Implementing strong cybersecurity measures and effective communication strategies is essential in defending against these threats. Next, we will explore industrial espionage, which involves stealing intellectual property for competitive advantage. Industrial espionage involves the covert gathering of confidential or proprietary information from businesses or organizations. This is typically done to gain a competitive edge or for financial benefit. The motivation behind industrial espionage include competitive advantage, where organizations or state-sponsored actors often engage in such activities to gain a competitive edge. By stealing trade secrets, research data, or proprietary technologies, they can bypass years of research and development. Financial gain is another motivation where the stolen information can be sold to the highest bidder or used to enhance the perpetrator's own products and services, leading to significant financial benefits. Potential attacks include spear phishing, where the industrial spies might use a spear phishing to target specific individuals within our organizations. These tailored emails appear legitimate but contain malicious links or attachments designed to steal credentials or install malware. Successful spear phishing attacks can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive information, including research data, patient records, and proprietary technologies. This can result in significant financial losses, competitive disadvantages, and potential legal issues. Industrial spies recruit or coerce insiders to steal valuable information. Insiders with access to sensitive data may be bribed, blackmailed, or manipulated into providing confidential information. Insiders Insider compromise can lead to the theft of critical intellectual property, proprietary research, and other valuable information. The consequences include loss of competitive advantage, financial damage, and severe reputational harm. Industrial espionage involves stealing intellectual property and sensitive information to gain a competitive edge or financial gain. Attacks such Attacks such as spear phishing or insider compromise can have significant impacts on our hospital's operation and reputation. Implementing strong access controls, monitoring, and employing employee training are essential in defending against these threats. Next, we will summarize the key points covered and emphasize the importance of a proactive security posture in protecting our hospital from these various threat actors. So, in this training session, we covered a wide range of cyber threat actors and the potential system attacks they might perform against our hospital. So, let's recap the key points. So, we discussed various threat actors, including script kiddies, hacktivists, cyber criminals, insider threats, APTs, cyber terrorists, and industrial espionage. Each of these actors have unique motivations, techniques, and levels of sophistications. By understanding the potential impact and likelihood of different threats, we can prioritize our cybersecurity efforts to focus on the most significant risks. We used adversary models to compare and contrast the resources, capabilities, motivations, and aversion to risk of each threat actor. This helps us tailor our defensive strategies to address specific threats effectively. Now, call to action. Based on our understanding of these threat actors and their potential attacks, following are the key actions we need to take. Implementing robust security measures in is essential to protect our hospital from these diverse threats. This includes deploying advanced technologies, improving our processes, and adopting best practices. Securing additional funding for cybersecurity initiatives is crucial. This investment will allow us to implement cutting edge security solutions, hire skilled cybersecurity professionals, and ensure our defenses are robust and up to date. Continuous monitoring of our systems for potential threats and regular training for our staff are crucial components of a robust cybersecurity posture. This proactive approach will help us detect and respond to incidents swiftly and effectively. In conclusion, adopting a proactive security posture is vital. Rather than reacting to incidents after they occur, we must anticipate potential threats and take preemptive actions to mitigate them. Emphasize proactive security posture approach to cybersecurity is essential to stay ahead of threat actors and protect our systems, data, and patients. Our ultimate goal is to protect patient data and ensure the continuity of our healthcare services. A strong cybersecurity framework is not only about compliance, but also about maintaining the trust and safety of our patients. As we move forward, it is imperative that we commit to strengthening our cybersecurity framework. Together, we can create a secure environment that protects, supports our mission of providing exceptional patient care. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome any questions or discussions on how we can further enhance our security measures. Thank you so much for your attention.